It's Alice King, your official Reddit baddie. I scroll through Ahin's stories so you can sit back, relate a little, and enjoy the chaos. Am I the a-hole? I don't want Bridesmaid to wear dress to other events. Just right out of the bat, if that dress was picked for your wedding, the bridesmaid shouldn't wear it to anywhere else if you don't want to. Because of this, if I would be a bridesmaid, I would just rent a dress and I wouldn't purchase it.
And that's the only solution I can think of.
I'm getting married this summer and I've been trying hard to be a chill bride. My family and myself are doing most of the planning. My cousin letting us stay at her house in Antioch, TN, just outside in Nashville. So we are saving money before the bachelorette party, and another cousin has a van and we are all driving down together, so we just have to split the cost of gas. You have an amazing family. They're gonna save you so much money. None of us are exactly swimming in cash, and I wanted to keep costs down as much as possible. I also told my bridesmaids, if there's anything about my wedding stressing you out, let me know. I love the way you're thinking. I'm the only one that should be stressing, and before this little scenario, I was feeling pretty good. I wish all brides would be like you. Very easygoing so far. Anyway, I found these perfect cocktail dresses at Anthropology, inclusive sizing, great color, and the holy grail, they were on sale. Jackpot! I made a deal with the bridesmaids. I buy the dresses if they covered any necessary alterations. Everyone was happy. That is super generous of you. Everyone looks fabulous and we are all happy. Who said planning a wedding was hard? You sweet little summer child. Enter Roxy. Back in December, I saw a photo of Roxy at her Christmas party wearing a bridesmaid's dress. I'll admit, it bugged me. Yeah, I can see it because it's a pretty weird choice. It's giving, I am the main character in everybody's life. I wanted the big reveal at the wedding to feel special, not like a rerun of an HR office mixer. But I bit my tongue because none of our mutual friends were there, so I'm not going to stress myself out about something I felt like was kind of petty.
Hold on! This is my favorite!
Wait a damn minute. It was your bridesmaid's dress she wore on the Christmas office party before your wedding? How can you wear something that meant for a different occasion which didn't happen yet? Bestie, I'm afraid Roxy is not your friend. The problem is we have a mutual friend getting married in June, 1 month before my wedding. Stop. Please don't tell me she wore your bridesmaid's dress on that other wedding. A lot of my wedding guests will be at this wedding, and when I asked Roxy what she was wearing, she casually said, "Oh, I'm just wearing the bridesmaid's dress from your wedding." I look hot in it, and it's my favorite. I paused. I told her I didn't want her wear the bridesmaid's uniform as a guest to a wedding filled with our mutual friends right before my big day. Duh. You would think that was common sense. Well, now Roxy thinks I'm a bridezilla, and I think Roxy is a friendzilla. She pointed out that I did say I wanted them to have a dress that they could wear again. Not before your wedding though, as I said at the beginning. If a bride would tell me that they didn't want me to wear their bridesmaid dress ever again, I wouldn't. But Roxy is going around trying to wear the dress in every occasion she can before the wedding happened. That's not just insensitive, it's borderline insane. I meant after the wedding, obviously. She then dropped the bombshell that she already worn it to several events.
Trash, filth, trash, garbage, dumpster, trash.
So basically, she just dropped the bombshell to show that she's a horrible person. Congratulations, Roxy. I might have snapped. I told her that since I bought the dress, I didn't want her to wear it again until after my wedding. She hit back in that since she paid for the alterations, she's invested just as much money into the dress as I did, which, thanks to the sale, might actually be true. Absolutely not. You're done. You're freaking done. My other bridesmaids are on my side, but Roxy thinks I'm overreacting because it's just a dress. If it's just a dress and it's not that serious, why can't you wear something else? It's clearly hurting your friend. How is that less important than a stupid dress? Am I the a-hole for wanting the first time our friend group sees her in the dress to be when she's standing at the altar with me? Of course not. You bought the dress and it was dedicated to your wedding to be a bridesmaid's dress. She already crossed the line that she had the audacity to wear it before. The fact that you didn't even say anything until she wanted to wear it to another wedding just shows how understanding you were with her. I just cannot comprehend how did she think that was okay since that wedding was before yours and all of your friends would be there. Mini update, I guess. We are meeting for dinner tomorrow to talk. She actually reached out to me, so fingers crossed.
All right, fingers crossed.
To be fair, Roxy sounds like an incredibly selfish girl, so I don't have many hopes. But OP has an update, so let's jump into it. Update: she's not wearing the dress to the June wedding and she even apologized. Yay, that's the update. I'm going to go on to elaborate, but if you don't like ramblers, I would stop reading here. I like to ramble. I love ramblers, so go on, bestie. Plus, I had a few delicious cocktails at dinner tonight. It was happy hour. And Tipsy Me loves to go off topic, and since there's no one here telling me to stop and focus, who knows what's going to come out. Sounds like a treat to me. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a long read. I'm using text-to-talk on my iPad because I hate typing on my iPad. I have a laptop, but it's old and every time I turn it on, it updates for what feels like a year, and by the time it lets me do what I needed to do, I've lost interest or gone, and I did it on my phone or tablet, so it's not worth it. And I'm not going to apologize for grammar and spelling mistakes.
Okay.
It's kind of funny because nowadays if you have spelling and grammar mistakes, it just shows that you are not an AI. Anyone who comes to Reddit posts and schools people on grammatical errors must get a kick out of it, so have fun. I'm sure this will be full of them. Back to the story. When I got there, she was already there, which is unusual because I'm usually the early one. I hate being late. I also hate when other people are late, so I tend to get to things early because how can I judge other people for being late if I'm late? That's no fun. But I was watching Ladies of London and the etiquette lady said that being early is also rude. Who knew? I'm always 10 to 15 minutes early. If that's rude, I can live with it. She actually said if you're going to a dinner party, you should actually be about 50 minutes late so the hosts have time for unexpected things that come up. If you get there too early, they feel like they have to entertain you instead of wrapping up whatever they need to finish. I thought that was interesting and I wanted to share, but let me get back to the update. I walk in, she stands up and gives me a hug and apologizes. So of course, I immediately start to tear up, which makes her tear up, and we are just standing there hugging and crying in the middle of the restaurant. Maybe I was too hard on Roxy. I love to see it. When we finally sit down, she tells me what's going on. Apparently, she's been a little depressed for the past few months. She feels like she's the only single person in our friend group, and I hadn't thought about it, but she kind of is. She said even our friend who is asexual has a partner. Again, true. But it's not like Roxy doesn't date, and I'm not going to say she's picky. She just feels like if she can tell that her and the guy aren't compatible, there is no reason to waste time. Yeah, sure, I can agree on that. But what is the connection on your bridesmaid's dress with her dating life? Please, just don't tell me that that dress is the only thing she owns she feels happy in. I tell you why it hadn't worked out with the last 3 guys she's gone out.
Tell me everything!
Guy number 1, great guy, owned his own business and I thought he was very handsome. But he's not a pet guy, and if you do have a dog, he thinks it shouldn't live in the house. It should be outside with a nice dog house. And the dog definitely shouldn't get on the furniture. I mean, this might be a hot take, but I agree. Her dog is her baby, so he had to go. I agree. My fiance knows to never make me choose between he and my dog. It would not be pretty. Yeah, so they weren't compatible. Nothing wrong with that. Guy number 2 hated his ex-wife too much. She said he was always bringing her up, but never in a good way. Yeah, those are huge red flags. It's giving, my ex was crazy. I never did anything wrong. She was just crazy. Never believe when anyone says that. He seemed to always bring her up in conversations. Like they went to the movies and he said his ex always said she loves movies. That's why her and her girlfriends went so much. But it turns out she wasn't really going to the movies. She was going out to cheat. Or they were going for a hike and she had her hair in a ponytail. He told her how cute she looked, then said his ex wore ponytails all the time. Unless she was meeting up with the guy she was cheating on him with, she always wore her hair down for him. Of course, you have to discuss your past with your current partner, but at the same time, you cannot use them to be your therapist. This guy has a lot of unresolved issues that he has to deal with before he starts dating again. She swears any topic of conversation he could bring back to his ex cheating on him. She felt like he wasn't over his ex-wife, so she cut it off. She wasn't wrong about that. And guy number 3 just enjoyed fart humor too much for her liking.
I wouldn't go in there for a couple days or weeks.
I don't think I have to elaborate. My boo loves a good fart joke too, but I found it endearing. She thinks it's immature. So anyway, I'm going to say that a lot. That's how I get back on subject. She had been in a funk, and I'm sure me talking about my upcoming wedding consistently didn't help. I feel like some people really need to learn how to let others be in the spotlight. One of my friends was preparing for their wedding around the time that my boyfriend's second death anniversary was coming up. I was so happy to be there for her, and I did everything I could to make her day special. This is what friendship's supposed to be about. It's not about you all the time. Sometimes you're going through something very difficult while your friend have the time of their life. Moral of the story, just let other people to be happy and be there for them for their special days.
And that's a period.
She didn't say that, but I do talk about it a lot. I mean, look at me, I'm on Reddit talking about it now. As you should, bestie. A wedding is an event that only happens once in a lifetime. Well, hopefully. So getting back to Roxy, she was in a funk. She picked up the dress from the seamstress and tried it on to see how it fit, and she said she felt so pretty. She hadn't felt pretty in a long time. Isn't it funny how some outfits just make you feel good? I feel like that in my wedding dress, which I got at a consignment shop. Can you believe it? I took it this seamstress and she worked magic on this dress. Maybe it's not the dress, it's the seamstress. Roxy should have altered more clothes with the seamstress. It was pretty before, but now it's beyond. Now you see what I did there, talking about my wedding again. I'm trying to do better. Yeah, you did, but I don't mind it at all. It's your wedding. It makes a lot of sense that you're excited. So anyway, when her holiday office party came along, she so didn't want to go and procrastinated until the last minute to find something to wear. She went shopping and couldn't find anything she liked. She even went to Anthropologie and couldn't find anything in the store she liked, and because she waited so long, didn't have time to wait for an online order.
I am done with the excuses.
So how did she function before she had this dress? I'm sorry, these excuses are not good enough for me. And she knew it was wrong, but she wore the dress and everyone loved it. She got so many compliments. Her work crush flirted and danced with her. Even the women there liked it. She hit it up with one of her work colleagues, AITA, and they've hung out a lot since the party. They didn't talk much before the night because they are in completely different departments. But now they've gone to dinner several times and movies. They even hang out at AITA's apartment and watch Bridgerton with their dogs, who are also good friends now. She also feels like upper management noticed her too, because since the office party, they put her on bigger projects.
I don't care.
It's not the dress, it's the confidence that the dress gave her. Still, wearing it out before your wedding was selfish. So anyway, life's been pretty good since she wore the dress. And this past weekend when we were hanging out, and I'm of course droning on and on about my wedding and then bring up what to wear to another friend's wedding, the funk came back and she snapped a little bit. She knew it was wrong to wear the dress on that Christmas event. And now your event is coming up and she's planning to wear the dress on another wedding before yours. And she's the victim. Right. She said it really started off as a joke when she said she was going to wear the bridesmaid's dress, but my reaction pissed her off.
How convenient is that?
Wow.
Looking back at my original post, I didn't elaborate on my reaction. I was hopping mad, y'all, and that was the correct reaction. Planning a wedding is so stressful. You don't need stupid jokes like that. Especially not from one of your bridesmaids whose literal job is to make your day as perfect as possible. And I didn't ask her not to wear it. I told her she wasn't wearing it because I paid for it. Yeah. You set a boundary there. The fact she made a scene about this, it worries me what type of friend she really is. She said I made her feel like a child and I was her mother and she had to do what I told her to do because I said so. Therefore, she acted like a child and threw a tantrum. She also hasn't worn it anywhere else. Again, she just said that to piss me off. After the party, she did take it to the dry cleaners, but it's been hanging in her closet since. I just don't get it. Why to make a joke like that? How was it appropriate? It would have pissed off any bride. Even though I came off looking like a bot, I'm so happy. I even told her about the Reddit post. She thought it was hilarious.
You sure about that?
Will she think that after she reads the comments? Because I don't think anyone would be on her side. She said she knew I must have been mad because I gave her a misfit name and not a hologram name. It's from a cartoon we both loved as kids. She feels like Reddit was right since most people called her the a-hole. I apologized too and told her the everyone sucks here people were right. We were both a-holes who deserve each other, but I still feel like it's a happy ending. I'm glad you girls worked it out and you're happy with how it ended. I would still keep an eye on Roxy because low-key, it feels like she's jealous of you. Hopefully I'm wrong and nothing bad's gonna happen. Let's read some comments. Not the a-hole. My concern would be that something happens to the dress before the wedding. What if she gets a stain that won't come out or the repeated washing cause a color to fade so it doesn't match the others? It's great she loves the dress, but she should understand why she should wait until the wedding to start wearing it. Those are super valid concerns. I just think it would be crazy even to think about to wear it before this specific event it was bought for. Not the a-hole. I have never in my life heard of a bridesmaids wearing their dresses to multiple events before the wedding, even if they purchased it themselves. That is not
bombastic side-eye.
Not the a-hole. The dress is for a specific event. Don't wear it to events before that. You do that after. Your friend doesn't care about you. Hopefully, it all worked out and you had a beautiful wedding. I was hit by a car 2 weeks before the wedding. Oh my god. I hope you are okay. As I said in the title, I was hit by a car 4 days ago. I'm okay but have lots of bruising and have broken my left leg. I am now in a wheelchair. Oh my god, I'm sorry that happened to you. I know that both the church and the venue are wheelchair accessible as another guest is ambulatory wheelchair user, so she may have to use it throughout the day. I obviously will have to use mine as well. I can move on to crutches from another 5 weeks and that's only if my healing goes as well as expected. I had both my ankles broken, not at the same time though. You cannot imagine how hard it is to live with an injury like that, except if you experienced it yourself. In a phone call this morning, the bride suggested it would be best if I didn't attend because, and I quote, you and other guest name would be stealing all the attention, especially with your cast and bruising.
What?
Maybe you just come to the reception and buy a new dress to cover up all that mess.
How about no?
What type of monster? How insecure you must be to say something like that to someone who almost just died. I hope you didn't attend and never spoke to this person ever again. My bruising will have hopefully gone down by then, but I was already planning on hiring a makeup artist to help me better cover them too. I have already tested the dress I was planning to wear in my wheelchair. Only my ankle and foot are visible. I'm still trying to think of ideas to hide the cast the best as I can, but it's always going to be somewhat visible, especially due to the size of it and how bulky it is. If this person would care about you, they would be happy that you can still attend their wedding. They would be happy you're still alive. They wouldn't care how you will look or how bulky your cast is. I'm just letting you know this is not normal behavior. I've known the bride since we were in preschool. We stayed friends throughout primary, secondary, college, and even though being at university is 400 plus miles apart. The way she's talking to you doesn't make me feel like she cares about you. Just because you know someone for a long time, it doesn't mean they are really your friends. A lot of the time, they are secretly hating on you. I just experienced it from firsthand. And honestly, if a leg cast and a second wheelchair user is what's going to ruin her wedding and our friendship, I think I'm better off not going and cutting contact. I am so happy you are seeing it this way, because that's 100% right. You shouldn't let people treat you like trash. Not even on their wedding day. Don't go, don't respond. The gift I would give is that quote printed on nice paper placed in a frame. It's really too bad this wasn't a text, because I would have those screenshots on my socials so fast. I dropped her. My mother-in-law had a fall just before my wedding and had a face covered in bruises. She still came to my wedding. I didn't die. Exactly. It's good to see we all agreed on this. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stories. If you did, please subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comments, I reply them all, and see you in the next one.